What's going on, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex here. We have a very large update to cover in this video. I have redesigned the downtown area and the surrounding areas, so there's a lot of small details to cover with this. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first change, actually the goal of this whole redesign was to get all of these larger mocks in the back row there. The main reason for this was because of the lighting. When I put the Shmu Tower up there, that big blue building in the back corner, it was so close to the light, it was blocking a lot of the light. So what I wanted to do was put them all on the back row there and put some additional lighting, some LED lights up to kind of light those up. So I have the remote here. Let me just demonstrate what it looks like before I put the LEDs in there. So this is just the natural light in my basement, no additional lights, and this is what it looks like. But with those LEDs, I turn on the light here and voila, so much brighter. They're on the same circuit as the lights underneath the city. I turn those off and on. You'll see they're all kind of connected. So much better lighting there, and so all of my mocks in the back row there look so much better with those LEDs in there. The hospital couldn't quite fit in the back row, but still it's within the lighting. So it works pretty well. In order to make room for all of these buildings in the back, a lot of the city had to be moved forward. So a lot of this has actually been moved forward by a whole plate. Actually, this whole section right here was moved forward, as well as Ninjago City. I did take out a couple of modulars to make room back there. I'll show you that in just a moment. But I like this because this is a lot closer. So when you walk down into my basement, you can see the festivities, the social mecca here, if you will, is in better view. And also it's easier for me to reach in and do some routine maintenance in there. So this loop right here used to go into it right there. So that's completely gone. And this dead space here is just kind of a loop for people to turn around back into the city if they don't want to go out of the downtown area down this bridge. So that brought, so bringing Ninjago City forward by 10 inches also made this waterfall change, which had this impact to the lake down below it. Now, this whole lake, everything right here, everything was moved forward by 10 inches as well. So this lake, the bridge, everything is moved forward. I did have to sacrifice some stuff right here, but it's still in the city, just in a different area. So the bridge is forward as well, and I like the new placement of the bridge. If I can reach over here, you'll notice that the bridge now has this straight shot into the downtown area in front of all of those buildings there. So it's just better, so it doesn't go across the railroad tracks there at an angle anymore. On the other side of the bridge, with that moving all 10 inches forward, it's allowed a lot of light to get down into this campground area. So I still have this little access road. Basically, people can access it via this little back street here, past the airport shuttle station. You have this well-paved road here, and then you get into this ugly paved road. I think I might actually take these two out and just make this kind of ugly old road all the way through here. I actually think that might look a little better. But anyway, so right now this is the campground that I've got built here. These are where the beach houses now reside that used to be on the other side. So they're right here, and you got a lot of room for campers to come in here, and it just looks, I think, all in all, a little bit better. So here is where the bridge now interlocks. Remember, the bridge actually used to connect right here. This is where it came in, and it crossed the railroad tracks right here. Now, since it's a straight-on shot, this is nice and smooth, going right over the railroad tracks into the downtown area that you see there. Before I do that, let me just show you these LEDs up here. Nice long LED strip all the way across there. They have these little fixtures that you can install and then put the LEDs inside of it, and did a great, I don't know if the installation is not exactly professional, but it does the job. So this, the back area looks pretty good. Again, a lot of the stuff is closer to that side. It all worked out pretty well. The only thing is I got to clean this up here. You see the styrofoam ends right here, so I got to create some more, kind of get this cleaned up so it looks a little bit more professional with the train tunnels right there. So here we have Main Street, my first attempt at a double lane road as the airport shuttle cruises on in. This was kind of a tricky thing to do, but I had enough space to do this because remember, I had this was the Main Street before. I had modulars here and then another road on the other side of it. I thought, hey, might as well just combine them got the same amount of space, and it worked pretty well. I'm a little bugged, a little OCD with the alignment of the airport shuttle track. You notice it's a little bit to the right there, but it wasn't bugging me enough that I was going to reconfigure a lot of other stuff along with it. So let's go over here. The first mock we have is the, of course, this is the back of it. Let me kind of go over here to, I don't know if I can stick my hand out there, but this is the Octan Tower. That's the first mock that I've got there, and we've got the airport shuttle station here, but splitting these two buildings. So this didn't move. It was just too much of a pain to get this thing in another location. So it worked out pretty well here. Just reconfigured the parking, and of course, did a lot of the tiling to make sure that there was enough sidewalk for people to get from point A to point B. Here we have a little loop for dropping people off at the downtown area to go do some shopping. This little loop is where the modulars reached last time before I did all this. But of course I had to push all this in to make sure we had some space back here. So we have the statue of the Iron Man out front here, just across the street from Avengers Tower itself. So here is Avengers Tower in all of its glory. I love this mock, one of my favorite mocks. Oh, hi Jimmy. Jimmy's passing me here. Sorry, buddy. Excuse me. Anyway, moving right along here. A little bit of a parking lot here next to Avengers Tower. I'll have to kind of put some tiling in there to make it look like there's some paint and stuff. And of course, here is this main street. My first attempt at a double lane road. Worked out pretty darn well. And then right here next to it is the Torg Tower. Let's go ahead. Yes, it's still vacant. And then we go across here. This road here is kind of a using a lot of these quarter road plates. It worked out pretty well, I think. So we have Mike's Tower here, this big red building, and then of course in the corner here, I kept this. Remember, the hospital's right next to it. This is where the ambulance drove through. But I thought, you know what, this is kind of a fun spot to put some fancy parking for some very expensive vehicles. So here is the Shmu Tower. And no, I haven't worked on the interior yet. Sorry, guys. Been busy, as you guys know, with getting all of those Star Wars mocks placed upstairs. So this has kind of been a good break from that. So here's, I actually even looked at this this view quite yet, but that is pretty cool. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well in your view, because that is a straight-on shot to the end of the bridge, to the Shmu Tower till it turns in here. So here is the back of the hospital, and the hospital I think has been there before. And here's the lake. Now this is the panel that you can remove, the manhole. So I put that in there for this video. And here is some of those modulars. I got the diner and the firehouse. Now I haven't had the firehouse next to the diner before, but it looks really good next to it. Of course, with brick bank next to it there too. And if you're a little confused on brick bank, yes, that is a mirror build. So that did that a little bit opposite of what I should. I kept the bus station there, and I played around with this area here. So this is just the bike shop right there. I thought that was a good spot for it. Let me back up here. Let me show you what's actually here. This is the couple more modulars. There's the Parisian restaurant. Of course, I'm showing you the back of these. It looks so much better from the front, so I'll get around to the spot there. But let's go ahead and see if I can move my camera around so you can see the front of them. There we go. That's a little bit better. Kind of a fun shot around the downtown area. Now these two areas right here are blank on purpose. The corner is going to be a spot that I'm reserving for the corner garage that's coming out January 1st, so look forward to getting that. And next to it in this corner right here where that blue cement truck is, I'm going to attempt to place the mock Sanctum Sanctorum right there. All right, let's go ahead and do a demonstration of the airport shuttle in action. Oops, if I don't break it. Anyway, there we go. Give it a little bit of encouragement. Remember, this thing is really old, 25 years old here, guys. Run around it really quick. There it goes. And this is all new. And notice how it lines perfectly in the middle of those two tracks. Now, unfortunately, right here, it's going to have a little accident. Yep, I need to fix this so it actually guides it past that corner right here. It just keeps snagging it, but it requires a couple extra pieces that I need to go get. Oh, sorry, Jimmy. Okay, man, it's just crowded around here. So this is the end of the line station. Now, this used to be right there. So it's actually, I like how it's out of the way and right here into the airport, redesigned the color scheme here so it's not red and yellow, it's blue and white. Let's go ahead and send this thing back here. So here's the new outlay of the loop for the airport. Very basic loop, did a lot more tiling work so people can get to that station relatively easy. So if you do go by rail, by this other public transportation, this has all been, this was the biggest pain, was getting this new train station to work with the airport shuttle. So it's aligned, but when it first was set up, it was off by 4 studs this way or 4 studs that way. So I actually moved everything 4 studs this way on the monorail track, which impacted everything down here with the airport shuttle all the way to their side. It was, it was a hassle, but it was worth it. So the train station here moved down a lot further. It used to be way over here, so this moved out of the way so people can now get off of their trains here. They can take a shuttle from here, or they can just walk across the rails all the way over to the airport. Now, it was kind of a hassle getting the height correct on these trains, so let me go ahead and run the Metro liner. You'll notice it oh, whoops, what happened? I thought I hit something there, I guess not. So it makes a little bit, clears it just right there, so that was nice to get that working. And the loop for the trains is still the same. Nothing changed there. There we go. Now, one thing that resulted from the changes here that I really like is the modulars are so spread out now. You still have a chunk of them right here. This is still obviously the biggest base of them. And yeah, some of them are facing the other way still, but that's just fine. Again, we're going to have the corner garage right here, the Sanctum Sanctorum mock right next to it, built modular style, and then you have that pocket of modulars back there. So they're nice and spread out all over the place. So I really like how this is working out, and then of course all those larger buildings in the back. I think it's a pretty good layout. So you guys have to let me know what you think of the changes and of course the future plans. All right, guys, I think that's it for now. Quite a big change here, a lot of good stuff. I think this took a long time, a lot of details to fill in and make work. It was just, it was a fun project, and I'm really excited to finally have it done. And of course, to have those LEDs, again, I turn those off, such a big difference it makes when I turn those off and on. Woo, I love it. So I think what I might do is put some more probably along this corner right here to kind of get this area a little better lit where the firehouse is. So that Ghostbusters firehouse is a little dark right now. It needs to be lit a little bit better, I think. So we'll continue to work on illuminating this city. So, all right, guys, I think the next project that I'll have is going to be the Vestas wind turbine that is on its way. Not sure where I'm going to put that. I'm thinking probably in the downtown area is going to be the best. Not sure exactly, but we'll figure it out. But this city just keeps getting bigger and obviously evolving as time goes on. And you guys are obviously a great big part of that with all of your awesome comments and suggestions. So keep those coming. And that's going to be it for now, guys. So we'll see you in the very near future. Till then, you guys take care. Bye-bye.